The following is a presentation of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Student-led, student-centered, student-serving.
Welcome into the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm Carly Evans alongside Griffin Baldwin. Griffin, high expectations against Longmont.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a great game today. We got Longmont High School facing off against your Golden Eagles. We'll have Nate Rapp starting on the mound. Head to my keys. All right, today, both teams lost very valuable seniors. Two seniors such as Griffin Taylor for the Longmont Trojans, who had about 6 team leading stats last year. Same with Cruz Zamudio for your Golden Eagles. Same amount of stats, actually. It's going to be a great matchup with a bunch of new kids. And we're going to have to let our Golden Eagles kind of play their game. Let it flow through. Don't get too choppy. Because this is a team that knows each other. It's like a brotherhood for them. So
Exactly.
they flow. They'll be fine. But at the same time, we can't underestimate all the new kids.
Yep.
There's at least 6 or 7 new kids out here. Don't got any stats. They're brand new. We don't know what to look for with them. So
I was about to say, that's sort of their dark horse of the night, I think, or the morning, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm used to the nighttime games, so this should definitely be an interesting one. It's a little chilly out here. I think we're sitting below the 50-degree line.
yeah, currently at 48.
Yep, 48, just below. But we've watched both teams warm up.
Yeah.
Words are hard sometimes. And based off of the warm-ups, it sort of ties into your next few keys, and just, I think you yourself can sort of talk about them a little bit more, but, you know, sort of what you mentioned of, like, don't underestimate them, but don't overestimate them, too. And we shall see what their dark horse is going to be, and, yeah. So you can jump into those keys
Yeah.
now.
Coach York, he's been with this team for about 4, maybe 5 years. So this senior crew that he has with him, these are like his guys. Been with him since freshman year, working their way up. So, but as he said in practice and through tryouts, he's tightening it down. He's really making this his crew this year. So it's going to be interesting to see how this new leadership and how the tighter leadership pulls into how the team ends up playing.
Exactly, and that's sort of what I hit on with the whole warm-up scenario is they are so used to having sort of this tight bond with one another, and you can tell, like, even during practice and just warm-ups beforehand, like, they have sort of this connection that not a lot of teams have and have established yet, and it's sort of the same case, I'm sure, with the Trojans, and, you know, brand new team, so sort of new roster, but...
Yeah, as you're saying, watching warm up, it's really interesting to see. Coming to the first game of the year, I kind of expected to see a couple pass balls, couple foul balls, but no, we came in here, we were watching Frederick Golden, and they were dominant. Hard line drives up the middle, down to the left side, and our fielding crew was beautiful. The double plays that they ran have just flowed a lot better than they have in the past. And they seem like they understand each other, understand how they're gonna throw, how they're gonna catch.
Mm-hmm. The dynamics of each player, for sure.
And one of the biggest tools for the team this season and this game is gonna be Dom Lefevre.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna be your starting first baseman today, and he has the hops, he has the picks, he has everything you need from that position.
Yeah.
He's someone that the team can really trust to, if they release a bad throw, he's right there, easy pick. Nothing's gonna stop him there.
Yeah, watching him warm up especially, he has quite the arm on him too, and just watching him just sort of guttural the ball.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane to watch some of these.
Over the off season, I was at these morning practices with him where we pitched, and he was topping high 70s. I could probably see him pumping 78 in there.
Which is not an easy feat to accomplish,
No.
that's for sure.
God, no.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the good news around the good news about first game is it always sort of predetermines what your season is going to look like. Now, I can't determine all the games per se, But I think the good thing of starting off strong is sort of what you're looking for, obviously, in your seasons. And speaking of which, the broadcast that we are going to be doing, and I mean, we will hype this game up, obviously, first game, this will be a great one, but some of the other ones that want to give a little bit of a synopsis for is Longmont versus Frederick on, obviously, today. So hyping up the first game, and then we've got Mountain View versus your Golden Eagles, and that'll be April 4th, so sort of a gap in between games, but we'll be able to catch you guys up whenever it gets to that point. And then your Golden Eagles at Riverdale Ridge. That will for sure be an interesting one. Riverdale, they're pretty competitive in most of their sports that they play. That'll be on April 20th. Niwot versus Frederick, that'll be on April 25th. So there are some back-to-backs in April, but sort of brief season-wise for what we're going to be broadcasting. Obviously some big games in between that we're going to be missing. Meade upcoming soon. Sad to miss that one, but we will be able to probably catch you guys up whenever we end up broadcasting again. So,
I mean, these are all going to be very competitive games, and truthfully, they're going to be some of the most interesting broadcasts, games we could have broadcasted, because these teams are teams that the Golden Eagles have just been hand in hand with almost every time they've played them. I mean, and the Golden Eagles, they just have a new competitive spirit in them. They are coming here after an unfortunate season last year. They're coming here, they want it. They want it bad. I mean, watching them warm up, I can see that this is everything to them. This sport is what lies in their hearts, and this is where they want to be.
yep. Some of them, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes further beyond high school. As you mentioned, Dom, quite the arm, quite the weapon, and I would not be surprised if some of these continue their career, as some of these seniors that are going to be playing on both sides of the ball, I think it'll be interesting to see where they take the career even further.
All right, so let's go through the lineups for today. On the Longmont side, is starting your batting order is first number 23, Colin Poole. Following him, and the second spot will be Corbin James. Number 14, Tyson Hagan. Number 4, Bryce Smayak. Number 18, AJ Schutz. Number 8, Robbie Sekic. Number 12, Holton Laurie. Number 22, Gavin Northouse. Number 13, Travis Check. And number 15, Mac Paddock. Beautiful national anthem there, getting us going. And as your Golden Eagles take the field, we can start taking a look at their lineup. Up top, you got Max on third base there. Number 2, you have Dom starting down at first. Number 3, you got Riley at shortstop. Number 4, you have Bryson behind the plate. Number 5, you have Ollie out in center field. Number 6, you have Logan at second. Number 7, you have Matt DHing today for Nate, who's on the bump. Number 8, you have Cody. You have Cody Holmes out in left field. Number 7, you got Matt. Number 9, you have Carter. And number 10, you have Nate, who's on the bump here today.
It is interesting to see some of these athletes. I mean, speaking of which, Ollie himself, he plays multiple sports, and it's cool, I think, to see that talent sort of shine through in this case.
Oh,
Ollie
yeah.
plays basketball as well, so, and his brother was,
Yeah.
he was quite the weapon himself.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We'll see how that carries over into the new baseball season. Super duper hyped for this game, though.
Speaking about dual players, Nate Rapp up there plays football as well, varsity
yeah.
guy. So it'll be interesting to see how his arm plays out today.
He's defense, isn't he? He plays.
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe he plays defense. But, yeah. We shall see how this game plays out. And as you put it, I think right now, Frederick is sort of sitting maybe in a place of uncertainty because, like you put it, Trojans, pretty much brand new roster.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't know what to look for. And I think that's what makes it hard with sort of picking up on, hitting tendencies and stuff. And, you can't really gauge how they hit. Are they more aware? Are they more keen to just hit ground balls? Or do they tend to hit pop-ups? It's hard to tell and determine with some of these new players. So we shall see.
Yeah, beautiful throw down there by Bryson. Ain't nobody gonna get there on second by him. First up, Colin Poole. Beautiful fastball, dropped in low and inside.
No kidding. Rapp, he tends to pitch lower. He tends to curve the ball, as that is quite a hit. Outfield, gonna have to go deep for it.
Wow, what a snag there.
Able to snag it deep down there. That is not an easy feat to
That
do.
is
I mean,
not
you
at
think
all.
about how the curvature of the ball, having to predetermine where it's gonna land, and I think that'll be a frustration for some of these deep balls and maybe even some of the pop-ups from the Trojan lineup, because we have some great outfielders. And
Oh, yeah.
so
I mean, Ollie Justice there, being able to track that ball, fly back there. And that catch with the head, that's one that it may look relatively easy, but that's a hard catch.
Corbin caught him lacking on that one, swung for it. 1 strike.
Beautiful.
Rapp off to a great start.
I mean, Nate's the pitcher who's just going to make you play his game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're not going to see a lot of other pitchers do that, but he's going to make you go into his flow, his mojo.
Once
and
again.
out in 3. Can't catch him.
I was about to say Rapp. 2 down, 1 to go.
Tyson Hagen up now.
Hagen. Curious to see potential-wise for the Trojans as
Yes, he
low
did.
ball, but looks like he swung.
He wanted that thing.
He did. You could tell.
Hey, that's Nate's job up there. Make him want to make him miss.
Mm-hmm. Didn't swing on that one. Good job, sort of
Tries-
determining that instead of swinging like the first time.
Yeah. Nate tried to double back there. Smart idea, but Tyson learned.
2 balls already, 1 strike. Nate's played clean already. 1 more out, and then we will switch possessions.
Nate had a 3-1 count here. I mean, now it's time to make sure he gets himself back where he needs to be. As you can see him stop, take a breath, reset his mind.
Yep.
To deliver a beautiful strike right there.
3-2 now, full count. And with this full count, I think there's a lot of pressure because it can go. You can swing one way or the other, literally,
Oh, yeah.
and mentally.
But I mean, this full count, it's a lot more stressful for Longmont because if he swings here, as he does, fouls it off and stays alive.
Fouls, yep.
But as I was saying, this is a lot more stressful for them because this is out 3. But if he gets a single here, Frederick has second and first opportunity with no real worry about scoring here. As he drives it up the middle, that'll be a single for him. It's like I'm predicting things here.
I know, look at you.
I know, right?
No predictions, Griffin. So far, Nate, though, he has played extremely well.
Yeah.
And I think just sort of proving his position of power as the pitcher. And
As a 3-2 count, as a pitcher, that 3-2 count is really hard though, because you're not really able to throw an off speed. Popped up center field. Ollie dropping back. Beautiful snag.
and that
And that's the end of the top of the first.
Yep, switch positions now. So, what all can we predetermine based off of Longmont's start?
Based
And
on-
Frederick's, too.
I mean,
but
based off Longmont's start, they're going to be a super competitive defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Colin Poole, he's their catcher today. He is an all-star guy back there. I mean, he has, I think, 20-some games played, and he just blocks everything. Not much is going to get by him, which is not going to allow a lot of steals. So, but at the same time, he has a strong infield, a fast infield that can cover a lot of ground. So it'll be interesting to see how our base runners have to react to that.
yeah, for sure. Frederick High School Booster Club is always looking for parent volunteers to help carry on the long tradition of supporting the students of this community. The purpose of Booster Club is to provide the funding and manpower for the homecoming tailgate celebration, the after-prom party, grants to student groups and clubs, as well as scholarships to graduating seniors. If you're interested in becoming involved, we would invite you to reach out through our website, fhsbooster.com, and click on Contact Us or attend our next meeting in the FHS library. If you're wanting it to be more involved in the community and have a desire to do something that benefits the students of our community, we'd love to hear from you. The FHS Booster Club would like to give a special shout out to their partners who went above and beyond supporting Frederick High School last year. Les Schwab Tire, Linex of Boulder, Remax Momentum, Riptide Car and Pet Wash, Napa University Auto Parts, Staff Interstate Toyota, My Guy HVAC, Pepper's Fireside Grill, and American Family Insurance. Again, please visit our website, fhsbooster.com, and click on Contact Us if you'd like to get involved. We welcome many supports, not just parents. The FHS Booster Club is a proud partner of GEBN. With that, warm-ups still ensuing before the bottom of the first inning.
This is kind of interesting to see. I don't see a lot of pitchers calling what they're gonna throw as they warm up. I mean, he's kind of letting Max see how his pitches are gonna move.
Yeah.
As a pitcher, I'd like to keep that to
Sort
myself.
of, sort of like the hidden weapon that you have. Because if he has a weaponized arm, then don't want to sort of give him the beforehand preparation to prepare for that mentality. So
Exactly.
maybe not the smartest decision from Longmont, but we'll see. It might be sort of a trick of the light. We'll see.
It'll be interesting to see, 'cause I mean that can also be an attempt at like an intimidation.
Yeah.
Like
It's like, here's how
I'm not
here's how I
scared of you
pitch.
knowing.
Yeah.
But Max up here, let's see what he can do.
Low ball.
Max has one of the best eyes I've seen. I
Yeah,
mean,
he's very keen on following it, and
he knows his
didn't
zone.
tempt him right there.
He knows his zone, and he knows what he can and can't hit.
Once again, good
Ooh.
eye.
Good take there. Unfortunately, let's call a strike though.
Interesting. The pitcher tends to sort of curve lower. He tends to follow the bottom of the batter's box rather than the top, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think most pitchers probably go low, but we shall see if it's more intimidating in this way. As
Popped
that'll-
foul.
Yeah. That'll just be a
Yeah.
pop-up.
Drops out 2-2. I mean, as you're saying, him coming like down the mound, that'll be interesting because that's kind of like to draw pop flies. Because you're gonna get a lot more outs on pop flies than you are on hard hit ground balls. So
Yep.
you can get them to pop that up like Max did there. You can see it's kind of working.
once again, unfortunately, past the foul line.
2-2 staying alive here.
Preparing himself mentally before the next pitch. As it is away. Swings. And that'll be it for Max's start.
Got a little giddy there, trying to
He
trying to
did.
get on bag. So on one, that was just a little bit too far out for him. Now up Dom with fever.
As we mentioned, Dom has quite the arm and quite the hitting
Oh yeah.
average. What was his average last season?
Oh, it was insane. I mean, pitch. Ooh, swung on hard. Really going for it.
Yeah, you could hear that one from here. A little bit of frustration
Yeah.
showing from Dom as he was fully prepared to just completely tank the ball. But
There. Fouled out.
yeah, he crosses me as someone who does not shy away from a challenge of hitting hard and hitting aggressively whenever he has the potential.
I mean, you can see Dom in the batter's box swinging like a 32, 33 drop three,
Yeah.
like a twig. I mean,
He makes it look easy.
when I'm with him, I can quite literally hear like wind as he swings.
Mhm.
Beautiful take there.
Yeah, amazing read by Dom. As I believe it's a 1-2 count. I think, yeah. So 1-2 count. Dom gonna have to watch himself in order to avoid fouling out. Keeps him alive with the foul.
Now this is starting to become more like a mental battle than just plain old baseball. I mean, you kind of see him going back and forth. Swung on for strike three.
Sort of got, I think, in his own head there, and you could tell his mentality was a little shaky, I think, at the beginning. Came prepared to just swing and swing hard, and it didn't exactly pay off the way he wanted it to.
No, unfortunately not. But I mean, Riley here, solid senior.
And an advantage that Riley has is he's a little bit lankier, but he's pretty tall. Like most, well, not most, but majority of your Golden Eagles, they have sort of stouter players, right? You know, you're looking at sort of shorter guys, but they have more muscle and more bulk, and so therefore some of their hits can just be absolutely insane, and they can crank that ball. But Riley, he has the legs of a runner, right? So he is fast, and that's sort of the benefit that he brings to the team.
Wow, pitcher's really making him go outside here.
Yeah.
I mean, as you're saying, with the bulkier, shorter guys on the team, two examples are like Dom and Bryson, who's up next. Wow, drove in back there. Left fielder, chasing and caught.
I mean, it's hard to tell, especially with the sun blinding your eyes. Wasn't sure if he could actually come down with it. But we will be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Do you want a reliable realtor who you can trust with your money and owning or renting a home? Then you can turn to Zadell Realty, and specifically Greg Zadell. Greg is a local realtor who helps people buy and sell both homes and investment properties. He has an extended knowledge of the market and is extremely involved in the community. Along with being a local realtor right here in Frederick, Greg Zadell is extremely experienced in his profession. Not only is he a broker, but also the owner of Zadell Realty, located in the Carbon Valley area since 1980, just over 42 years as of now. Make sure to watch for the Zadell Real Estate article in the Consumer Report. You don't want to miss it. You won't regret it when you rely on Zadell Realty.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Uh-oh! Les Schwab tires is too. Because Les Schwab fixes...
Welcome back into the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm Carly Evans. Alongside here with me is Griffin Baldwin. Griffin, we were talking a little bit during the break and just mentioned how the new Longmont guys, I think they're trying to gauge how to play. Like, obviously they've had time in practice and stuff like that, but I think with that, we mentioned how he kind of pitches kind of wonky, and I don't know if that'll carry over into the next few innings, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I mean, he caught Frederick off guard, I think, though.
Yeah. I mean, you can just see the basic differences between his and Nate's arm slot as that ball releases from their hands.
Nate has sort of a confidence, like a swagger of he knows where the ball is going to be placed, and he knows if he wants it to be a slider, a curve, like he knows, and he sort of has that intuition. Whereas if it was hard to gauge with the Longmont player, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he has like a shorter arm slot, you could say. His elbow's a little bit more bent, and that I feel like that gives him a little more power to get his pitches spinning and really get that movement on them. While the Longmont kid, his arm is almost fully stretched out, which that can definitely help us with taller players because the arm can act like a whip, really add some velo behind the pitch.
Yeah. As that was fast.
Nate can pump up there, just left that a little bit up high.
Yeah.
I mean, this Longmont kid is not...
He's not falling for anything.
Yeah.
He's swinging when it matters, sort of.
Oh, yeah.
As he swings there, and it looked like it just glanced off the top of his bat. Foul, though.
I mean, with this kid's height, he can send one if he gets hold of it.
Yeah, he can. He's pretty tall.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, if we were to pull up the roster.
Nate's still staying in control, though. Even with this powerful kid up here, he isn't worried. He knows his defense can really back him up. Worst comes to worse. Yeah. A ground ball down third base line. Fired down to Dom.
And safe.
Throw is just a little too late with a beautiful stretch by Dom.
I mean, Dom worked for it. It was just, I think just a little bit more hustle had to be in there. It was hard. He was running fast, though. Like, watching him, once he hit the plate, it was one of those, you could tell he was safe from like a mile away. Just got to be faster, I think, on that.
AJ can get moving on that pitch. I mean,
as that is, I think, the first successful hit for a base. Is it not?
no.
Second? Second, yeah, second.
Yeah, we had a rip down the middle last inning. But now we have Robbie, a powerful kid, looking to bring AJ around. Good check down to first by Bryson there. Got to keep him honest.
Yeah, keen and aware of the bases.
Ooh, pickoff is thrown off there.
Wow.
AJ's moving around. AJ's going to 3.
And I think that'll be two successful bases in what was supposed to just be a check down to first. So unfortunately, Nate, hopefully that doesn't get in his headspace, nor does that get to Dom's.
Runner on third here. We have to kind of be careful on how we play this.
Yep.
Because especially for someone like Max, he has to be able to check him down the line before he fires one. Yes, he did. Beautiful. But as I was saying, Max has to be able to really check him as he follows down, but then give Dom a good throw before Robbie can get down the line.
You could tell Nate's a little frustrated.
Not agree with the call there.
Yeah, on that pitch. He thought it was one thing, turned out to be the other. And now, Nate, I believe one good pitch away from getting, I think from switching, right? No?
Retiring Robbie here.
It is dangerous to have someone on third, though.
Beautiful strike 3 looking.
Yeah, he was caught lacking on that. And the Trojans, some of their players don't swing at all. And some of their players swing too much whenever they shouldn't be.
Oh, yeah. Holton Laurie here.
Laurie immediately got a hit, but it was fouled.
First pitch attack. I mean, Nate has to be careful here. Any hits to the outfield with only one out, whether it's a pop fly or a ground ball to outfield.
Then you send someone to home,
Yeah, he's scoring no matter what. Tagging up, getting down the line.
which is very dangerous because you can tell he's fully prepared to sprint full force and
Oh, yeah.
slide if he needs to. So
And Bryson here has to really lock in behind the plate. Be able to like get down to the knees, block
Yep.
the ball. Because any pass ball, that's a run for Longmont. Beautiful. Right there.
Nate's pitching, he does a good job of calculating it. Oof.
Got him on the sword there.
Imminent frustration settling in is now 2 outs.
2 outs here. Now Nate can have that pop fly. He just got to produce an out no matter what. Force out means no run. That's all we need. First lefty we've seen up here.
And
Ground ball down,
that's a
down
hit
to
if they
second.
can get him. I
Throw
believe
to Dom is in time.
Woo. It was so hard to tell right there.
Retires the side and leaves the runner on third. Way to recover there.
Yeah. I think Nate was really the reason why they were able to save the potential from scoring.
Oh, yeah, Nate took that personally. He threw that pickoff
He
off,
said,
and he's
"Nuh-uh."
like, "That's on me. Let me come back,
Yep.
and let me produce these outs.
Yeah, he sort of eradicated his errors from
Yeah,
earlier.
get his
so.
get back, type of thing."
So, with
Still 0-0 coming into the bottom of the second here.
yeah,
This is
still
interesting.
early on, obviously.
Yeah.
But no real potential besides the last inning, and for the Trojans. But I mean, as we put it, Nate clutched up and sort of made Longmont realize it's not going to be that easy to score. So
Never will be.
props to him.
Bryson Statterly starting us off here.
Mm-hmm.
This kid has got power like none other. I mean, I've worked with him a lot, and just watching him rake the ball, you throw him a pitch high and inside, he has an easy double. Because not only does he have the power, but he has the speed to get where he needs to be. I mean, we're getting started here. Beautiful throw down there by Colin Poole.
Heard Poole's name quite a bit this game already.
yeah.
He's an imminent danger to look out for.
Oh, yeah. I mean, after the loss of the seniors for Longmont, Colin Poole is like the new kid in town,
Yep.
and he's only a junior this year.
So he's still got potential.
And raked down
immediately.
left field side, over his head. 4 bounces to the fence. He's rounding 2.
He's going for
He's
3.
going for 3.
He's going for 3.
He's got to get dirty. Triple by Bryson Statterly to get the Golden Eagles going.
And what a way to start off the bottom of the second inning. Immediately just tanked the ball. Oof.
As I said, getting that ball over their head, up and inside, he fell right into his trap.
Especially like whenever it's one of this, like, it's almost a contortionist act whenever it comes to your outfielders, because you have to twist, you have to glean your body in such strange ways sometimes to catch these balls. And thankfully, we saw a great example right there, as you put it, get it over their heads, and then they're pretty much left sort of stranded. It's like this weakness that they can't really do anything about. You just have to throw it up and pray that somebody can get it to the base in time.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, the sun blaring into the outfielder's eyes
That
is
doesn't
not helpful
help.
right now.
That doesn't help.
I
It's midday, so
Yeah.
the sun is
Like, it ain't
out in
great
full
for
effect.
the infielders and the pitcher, but when you get to the outfield and you get those balls that are high in the air, they're going to fall right into the sunlight. You're going to lose them hard.
Griffin. Griffin
Foul
full
back
on
to us
flinched.
there. I thought I was about to die there.
Griffin's life flashed before his eyes.
Oh,
as we
yeah.
were sitting right behind the mound. So,
Yeah.
but obviously with the gate in front, so
Yeah.
Griffin had a moment of
Complete
terror.
fear. Another one ripped out to the softball field. I mean, mean, if you did end up watching the one softball broadcast we did, me and Lily, we almost got hit like 2 times by foul balls that hit our tent.
You have a good.
So
You have a plausible fear then.
gotta stay aware. Ooh, Bryson checks but holds back.
You could tell Bryson was sort of teasing the thought of heading for home, but didn't make the move. Just sort of teetering on the edge of the base to tease them, make them second guess themselves.
But Colin just slid. Slid to the ball right there, kept himself controlled. Down to second, Bryson's heading home, off his foot, and Ollie's on the air.
As that was a perfect example of what missing, even with the fingertips of your glove, if you miss that ball, that in itself is probably the biggest mistake you can make.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that can mess you up for the rest of the game, because if your hitting isn't on point and all of a sudden they're up by even 1, that can predetermine the whole game. And so far, I think Frederick, this is really the bottom of the second inning is where I think they're shining. They're starting to sort of regain their momentum and realize that once you get some of these hard hitters out here, ones with like these bombshells of hits, as their hitting has just been crazy, and this might,
Short there, Logan pops out. Now up, Matt Sias, senior here.
And CS, one of the great things about him is he is just a star player on and off the field. Like, he's really just a great dude. And like I think their whole family is. I know his younger sister Natalie, and the whole family is just great, and he brings this great dynamic of
what a shot down left field side. Beautiful play there by the outfield as Ollie has to hustle back.
Yeah, brought the pressure that they needed here, as they did not want Frederick to gain any more momentum than they already have. Yeah. And as I was saying, CS is a threat. And obviously right there, maybe not the greatest show off the bat, no pun intended, but he will have weapons to shoot back with, you know. Yeah. Tomato, tomato.
Up with 2 outs is Cody Holmes.
That was a high ball.
Good take there. Cody's someone that I played summer ball with over the summer, and he's
summer ball with over the summer. Yeah.
He's a 2-out hitter. I mean, he's the one that we want to come up. He had 2 to 3 walk-offs in summer alone. As second baseman dives, Ollie heads for third. The throw slides in. It's off. Cody heads to second.
You could tell he was teasing with the thought of going to home and bringing this lead up to 2-0. But
Cody there, 2 outs, keeping it moving.
This is the momentum that Frederick has needed, I think.
Oh, yeah. And
they're starting off extremely strong. They're hitting, I think it's going to start their averages off pretty well, too. They're in a good position this game already.
Yeah. Carter Gale here.
Gale, first time up to bat. As Gale hits
Driven.
a bomb.
Center, left, right
and they're
field.
Able to get to it.
And they're to it, out 3.
Yeah, their outfielders are pretty good too, as we will be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Spending hours at games, competitions, concerts, and shows, I upload thousands of pictures onto my website, toneimages.smugmug.com. With no charge to download photos, families are welcome to get any picture they like. Taking the pressure off parents to capture the pictures during a game, shows, or competitions, letting them enjoy watching their kid. Additionally, I'm available to book senior pictures and photo shoots. DM me if you're interested.
In Frederick, we believe in rolling up our sleeves, not just for ourselves, but for each other. We believe in playing outside until the stars flicker on and protecting the hallowed ground of childhood. We believe in a lifelong commitment to actions as good as our intentions. We believe in the power of our voices and the obligation of our hearts to form a strong foundation. We believe we are onto something that's worth all we can give it. Here, the life we dream of is ours to create.
I think the future is bright for Frederick. I think we understand our identity and who we are, and we don't want to lose that.
The town is really built on the community of people and how everyone almost treats people like family.
I see an opportunity to have a seat at the table and to show our worth and our value and our undeniable characteristics of being a lovely community that's welcome to all.
Student council is faced behind a lot of planning and fun events students get to partake in.
Welcome back into the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm Carly Evans alongside my buddy, Griffin Baldwin. Griffin, it's been a great performance from our Golden Eagles so far and now I believe it's the start of the third inning. Top of the third, Frederick leading by 1-1, yeah, 1-0.
1-0. Attacked the first pitch that he saw, trying to get Longmont some momentum back. Beautiful slider there. Starts outside corner, cuts right on in.
Yeah, as you put it, Nate, I think he's had a great, if he can keep this performance up, I think easily player of the game.
Oh yeah. 0-2 count. Little dribbler foul.
Longmont, it's interesting to watch them. Like, I know we've probably talked about it enough, but I think they have potential. They just aren't going through with it.
Oh yeah. They definitely have potential, but they just haven't worked together enough as a newer crew
They haven't
to
capitalized
really get
on
their
it.
flow. I mean, as you've seen with our team, we flow. We know who to trust and when to trust them.
As you said towards the beginning, we did lose valuable seniors last year, but I think those seniors left an imprint behind and on this team. And although the team struggled last year, and it mainly, I think, the seniors, especially Cruz and Murillo from last season, he pretty much carried as that's a hit and looks like he'll make it to first base.
Nice sliding stop there by Riley, though.
Yep.
I mean, that stop, it may look like not important because he's already there, but that could just saved a double for us.
But as I was saying, I think this imprint that those seniors left behind, especially Cruz, who was the impactful player, I think, of the whole last season for the Golden Eagles, I think hopefully this season will be better. They have more potential, younger, fresher players, more sophomores and juniors, a few seniors, obviously. But I think with any team, the younger the team is, the more you can build them up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We're back to the order here with Colin Poole.
Poole shaking his head, wanting to get a hit.
I'm coming back to top of the order. It's interesting to see because they've already partially seen the pitcher and they kind of know what's coming, but that's when it becomes more of a mental game than anything. 0-2 count here.
And
Driven right
quite a
center
hit.
gap. Pushing 3. Holding him there. Colin Poole, easy double, get them moving.
Yeah, able to find the gap right down the middle, just gleaned right past the outfielders' heads. And once you get that edge, it's really, really hard to get the ball. Like, it's just one of those fundamentals that once you find that gap, especially in the outfield, the gap, it can kill you.
Longmont just gained so much momentum there, purely because now they have 2 runners in scoring position.
Yep. And with those 2, that would put them in the lead easily. And
Pinch runner here for the catcher. Corbin James is going to come up here.
James, I think this might be his first time or second. Are we back to the, yeah. We're back around for the batting order, so. Corbin James up to bat once again.
Corbin James at 2 in scoring position, just looking to get on here.
Yeah, if he can successfully, even, like, it can't be a pop-up or anything. Those are easy to just detect. But if he can get a ground ball, preferably in the split between two of them, between two of the Golden Eagles, that would be pretty much the epitome of Frederick. That would be the death of them. And they don't want that to happen because that would mean, as you put it, 2 runners already in scoring position. And
So risk there as Nate's kind of starting to lose him here after starting off with a good off speed.
yeah, Nate, I think, as you put it, mental battle starting to kind of take place probably within himself. As that was...
Pop-up foul, Dom rushing down, out of play.
Dom, good awareness, though, just in case that was still popped up within the field.
I mean, Dom got moving there.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta try to snag that out, however, whenever.
As the count is... Oh, is it 2-2?
2-2.
2-2, yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nate can't afford to load the bases. If this happens...
Get some swing in and goodbye.
I think, knock on wood, I think I jinxed it in a good way.
Yeah.
I mentioned to load the bases, and thankfully, fingers crossed, he didn't. He got out before that even happened,
Well,
so.
Gotta stop bringing it up if you're trying not to jinx it.
I know.
mean,
Might jinx it again then. As next up to bat is Tyson Hagan. Hagan, second time around. See what he brings.
driven. Right field gap. Our outfielder snagged. Runner going 3 and 4. Runners all advance, tying up the game.
1-1. Your score already. Now they have a runner on third. And we'll see what happens.
But as we said in the game, this is going to be one competitive game. I mean, as we've seen, it's kind of been you get us out, we'll get you out. You score, we'll score.
Yep. Very much ping pong back and forth until one person slips up and then might ruin the rhythm of the game.
That curveball has been working so well for Nate as the ball slides back.
You can't even entertain the Trojans with the idea of with someone on third. That is a mistake that you cannot afford to make.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you even give them a chance, they're going to take it.
I mean, we have 2 outs here, so like a nice fly ball or ground ball could really get us out of this.
This is not a predicament that they want to be in.
Yeah. Looking at a 1-1. I mean, both sides have something to gain and something to lose here. I mean, Trojans have that leading run on third, but Frederick has that last out at the plate. As Nate's not quite getting the calls he wants, dropping him down to a 2-1 count. Driven out, 2-2.
2-2 count. Nate, similar predicament to last time. With this, from what we saw, Nate just got to get out of his head. And he continues to do that.
Whew. Nate at the 3-2.
And full count is something that Nate, I think, has been struggling with a little bit here early on. It's most of the time, whenever your pitcher is getting to that 3-2 count, it's a little bit of frustration.
Most of the important
And
pitch
that'll
of the
be a walk.
at-bat falls out.
So, 4 balls, obviously. You get the walk, and that's something that Frederick cannot afford. And Nate is sort of letting that happen more than he should be. Obviously, it happens. Pitchers get within their own headspace and struggle, but this is not a trend that the Golden Eagles want to see. But I believe they still have 2 outs, so it will just take 1 more.
I mean, 2 outs with that run on first can kind of hurt but also help. I mean, a ground ball, like a sharp ground ball to the shortstop second baseman could also lead to a quick out at second instead of at first.
Yep. There's a ton of different options that you can go with. It just has to actually follow through.
Yeah. it'll be interesting to see how the first and third plays roll out. As with 2 outs, Longmont's not really trying to risk the steal to second, even though they do have a runner holding on third.
Yep. Can't risk it. I mean, if you're in scoring position, it's one of those where you have to be a little bit more cautious with what you do. And if you possibly can get another run in, then don't risk it. And I think that will be
Gundam.
the end.
Gundam going to second. Longmont made the wrong decision there.
That was probably not a smart decision. Obviously didn't pay off for them.
I mean, at that point, you're just trying to see the guts that Frederick has.
Yeah, they played it a little
'Cause
too close there.
If that throws just a second later, then we have a run scored and another in scoring position. But Bryson's obviously someone that York trusts
Yep.
to just gun that thing down there, get him with ease. But I mean, we're returning to the top here in the bottom of the third. York gives Nate a little pep talk as he walks in. Probably trying to get him get out of his own headspace, let his team flow, as I was saying earlier.
Giving us some nice background vocals. You're very welcome. with
Yeah.
my-
I mean, Max coming up, starting it off again. Fortunately, struck out first time around.
Yeah, you could tell he was frustrated after that. That's not the way he wanted to start his game off or his season. But hopefully he'll make a comeback here with his second time up to bat. Yes. Interesting ways of warming their hitting up.
I mean, Max kind of just got out on that outside pitch, so we could probably possibly see him line up closer to the plate here, trying to really sit back on that outside ball, drive that down the right field line. Because if Max gets something in a gap or overhead, Max can have another triple for the Golden Eagles. He's got the speed for it.
Yeah, he is. As I mentioned, I think the lankier you are, which this isn't always the case, but I think the lankier you are, the faster some of those running legs are and the easier it is to slide and stuff. And I
Yeah,
think Max,
definitely.
he has that height advantage. He has the speed. And it just comes down to as simple as hitting it, which he was able to do, but obviously struck out, so.
Off speed up there. I mean, as a pitcher, because Max is kind of lining up on the line towards the plate, I'm going to try and gun one inside, get him back off, and get him going outside with an off speed. Ball tip back.
And in the silence,
Wow, strike 3 there. Off speed, really close to being inside on him.
it was super close.
I mean, interesting call. No one on the Frederick side agrees with that one, but nothing we can do about now.
Yeah, you can hear the anger.
Now it's kind of up for Dom here, kind of get the team back on their feet after an out like that. As he does with the rip down the side.
You couldn't have said it better.
Easy
Dom
single.
starting us off strong. He was
Dom got-
tempted with the idea for going for 2 bases.
Dom cuts a hard 90 there, getting himself towards the side. We have 1 out. Coming up, Riley. But then after him, we're back to Bryson. Bryson
Who-
just came back from ripping a triple.
Yeah, Bryson is a threat
As
to
a
not be
pitcher,
messed with.
I need an out here against Riley or Dom.
Yep,
I
in order
can't
to
let
sort
Bryson
of-
come
yep.
up with runners on. So he starts off with the ball.
Riley preparing himself once again.
Riley checking his plays as Coach Colin.
Coach probably shifting some things as they've already got a runner on
Ball low,
first.
bounces front. Great block there by Colin, though.
Yep. Both of them checking the play calls again, Dom included. They've got to watch that first base. He is probably not afraid to steal it. They don't have any outs right now. Wait, one out.
We have
one out.
One out. As Riley keeps it going, same place Dom did. Both rounding, checking it.
So Bryson.
Now comes up Bryson Statterly, powerhouse of the Golden Eagles offense so far.
Yeah, Bryson really proved himself with his first absolute bombshell of a hit and was able to secure the first score of the game. And he sent multiple runners to bases. So
as a coach, I wouldn't be worried about this situation at all. I mean, you have multiple force out possibilities, but with someone like Bryson who just came back with a triple, I trust him completely here.
Yeah, and I'm sure Bryson is hard to tag too, because he is a little bit shorter.
Oh yeah.
And so it's not like it's like a lanky target that you can just like tag and like. And he's got wheels. He is fast.
But I mean, as a catcher, he has like a lot better view of the ball mentally than a lot of other hitters would, because he sees all speeds drop off. He sees how the fastballs will come in.
They're entertaining the idea too right now of loaded bases with already, I believe, 2 balls, no strikes.
2-0. Might go for a walk here, trying to get the powerhouse off. 3-0. Bryson here probably has green light.
I believe it's 2-1.
3-0.
Is it 3-0?
3-0. Ooh. Pitch low there.
Oh.
Strike 1.
So now 3-1. And Bryson, they're teasing him with the idea of just a walk.
I mean, Dom getting a huge lead back there at second as Bryson pops up. Lost and dropped. Infield fly though. So Bryson's out, but really got to make sure you can find that ball as the second baseman loses it.
Yep. I mean, and as we mentioned, I think the whole aspect of whenever that ball goes up and the sun is right in your face, it's not great.
Oh, yeah. So we're coming in 2 outs with 2 runners on. This is not such real good situation we want to be on because we only have 1 in scoring position. Ollie Justice up now, takes strike number 2.
And Justice gonna swing at that one. Probably not the best call.
1-2
on his part.
now.
Yep. I believe they already have 2 outs too, so this could be the end of this as he swings.
Here, swings, dribbler, down to the pitcher, takes his time, and got him.
As we will be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
With a legacy of over 36 years, JHL Constructors is a fully integrated Colorado-based and Colorado-focused construction firm. From infrastructure to vertical building, our success is built on long-lasting relationships with our clients, design teams, subcontractors, and our Colorado community. To us, building Colorado's future means more than improving the built environment. It is our genuine commitment to give back to the communities, do the right thing, always, and collaborate on impactful projects. Like building top-tier educational facilities for the next generation. That's why we are a proud supporting partner of Frederick High School, home of the Golden Eagles. (2020 to 2021) award-winning agent with RE/MAX Momentum. A local well-known realtor right here in the heart of Frederick. 5 stars across the board. Being in the business for almost 3 years, Kyle Michael is still to this day one of the best realtors locally. You won't be disappointed when you go with Michael Real Estate.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. Uh-oh! Les Schwab tires is too. Because Les Schwab fixes brakes, steering, and more. See the...
Welcome back into the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm Carly Evans. Alongside here with me is Griffin Baldwin as Nate's still on the mound.
Ball kind of just drifted low. Bryson lets it go.
Up to bat is Robbie Sekic.
Robbie 0 for 1 on the day, though. He swings for strike 1, 1-1 count.
1-1, still plenty of potential here, obviously. As it is the bottom of the third or top of the
Top of the fourth.
Top of the fourth, yep.
One, two. Nate starting off strong. Robbie's staying alive just barely.
Robbie, once again, swings and it
Swings up the
stays
middle.
in.
Diving stop, fumbles a little bit.
Yeah, sort of a, as you put it, he fumbled with the ball in his hand. He had it, but just wasn't able to get it off in time. Back to first, and that will result in kind of an easy just ground ball and successful first.
Yeah, it's a ground ball. That thing came off the bat hard and coming off that grass, bouncing. It's a good thing that he kind of slid into there, keeping it where he was.
As this is Holton
Laurie.
Holton Laurie. Laurie, I think, is 0 for 1, too.
Yeah, as we're coming back to the top of this order. Ooh, throw back. Close.
That was close. It's one of those where you do want to get ahead of the base in order to try and go for second, but if you get too far off, that's an easy potential to just
Bryson had
smack
a
the
beautiful
base.
pop,
And
though. Runner fouled off. Oh, 2 here. No outs. Runner on first. I mean, Bryson now saw him steal, probably ready to gun it. Runner holds, throw back. Not there.
they've had some close instances, though, even like teasing with the idea of running from first, stealing a base. So.
I mean, we already have one throw down that Bryson caught him on. So probably trying to be a little bit safer on it. Swinging strike 3. Beautiful pick by Bryson.
As now that will be.
We have 1 out. Coming up is number 22, Gavin Northouse.
I think the best part about and
Ooh, ball inside.
Yeah, Nate hit him. So that's an automatic walk. And that's sort of what you can't afford is I think Nate, I'm kind of surprised that they don't have, now they might have another pitcher warming up in the bullpen, but honestly, I'm kind of surprised that they've kept Nate in for this long.
Yeah.
My guess is they might pull him next inning or something just to kind of have a little bit break. More than anything, not necessarily since he's playing awful, but just to have a mental break. Because I think right now it's almost starting to hurt him more than help him. And they can't afford. I mean, tied 1-1 still. Yeah, you can't give up anything. Like.
Yeah, I mean, as we're getting and we're kind of getting down lineup, everyone's seen him twice. eventually they're going to learn him. It's not going to take long for them to just
Be able to
just get
calculate,
hit and hit and hit off him. So that's when coach is going to have to pull him, but keep that pitch count a little relatively low. Bunt up the middle.
That's not something you see every day.
Down the first in time. There's 2 outs. Beautiful.
I mean, it was a good bunt.
Sack bunt, yeah.
It was a good bunt. You could see it way before. Like, he had predetermined,
Yeah.
we're going to bunt this. It's a low ball. And it was a good bunt.
I mean, did exactly what he needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way he wanted to get on that bunt. He just moved both of his runners into scoring position.
Which, smart to sacrifice himself in order to put them into scoring position. Because now you have one on second, you have one on third. And
Oof, another hit by pitch. And now bases are loaded.
so this is the exact situation that you don't want to be in, like,
Yeah.
ever. Now, I think, are they sitting at 2 outs?
Yeah.
They're sitting at 2 outs, but at the same time, now it really just comes down to communication from the Golden Eagle offense or defense.
Yeah.
But their defense really has to come in clutch here, because if they let this ball streak to the outside and you let it get in the outfield, you have the potential for them to go up 4-1 as hard swing.
Ooh, swung on, strike one. Good hustle by Bryson trying to get there. Not let them come in.
Coaches having quick little conversation.
Robbie on third. Robbie, I've seeing a couple clips of this kid. He's aggressive on the base path. I mean, he is ready to hustle down the line and get in.
Yeah, as he was hustling there, and he is blowing the potential of loaded bases, which, to the Golden Eagles' credit, I think Nate is sort of realizing the gravity of the situation. And
I mean, Nate's got bases loaded, but he also has 2 outs and 2 strikes.
Yep.
So if he can really come back here for strike 3, as he does, retiring the side.
Couldn't have said it any better. Nate really was able to secure, as we will be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Welcome back into the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm Carly Evans. Alongside here with me is Griffin Baldwin. As quick little successive break in between. But so far, the Golden Eagles have been playing extremely well. And although this isn't the most exciting game, and probably the most exciting thing that happened was
Bryson's hard hit triple.
Yeah.
Getting his team going.
I'm sure there will be some more star players we'll start to see shine in this game, but I believe it's already bottom of the 4th.
Yeah,
so
bottom of the 4th. Starting us off, Logan, hard hitter, powerful kid.
So a little over halfway done with the game.
Yeah.
And still 1-1, so still tied.
Yeah,
But
really
they've been able to
competitive
get hits, so that hasn't been a struggle. The struggle really has been
getting them around.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had plenty of base runners and stuff. The problem has been just moving people around the base path.
Yeah. Thankfully, I think there's still plenty of potential season-wise to just improve that. First game is sort of just to test the waters, see what you're going up against, see what your team can accomplish in a real game instead of just practice or anything like that. So we have not seen struggles so far with hitting or emotions really getting in the way, which is good to keep a balanced mentality. I think a little bit of that was credit to Nate that he's still playing, obviously, and still in. But
yeah, speaking of that, both teams have kept their pitchers in coming into the 4th. I mean, I understand why both have kept them. It's been really competitive for the pitchers. Very similar innings every time as well. It's kind of been like a little game of copycat in a way.
It really has been, and I think they're mirroring each other really well. Like, I think it's very even at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
Not just saying it based off of just score. I think just playing wise.
Ooh.
Like, they're able to load the bases. They're able to hit with no problem. It's just none of them can get around. And I think that's sort of what they're struggling with right now.
Yeah, I mean, even our game last year, I kind of looked that over. Ooh, pitch hits him
It was a hard.
as he's called back.
As that's interesting.
Umpire calls no hit.
So, Logan, honestly, not sure.
That's tough to see. I mean, we just lost a base runner. Gets hit by the pitch. Umpire doesn't see it, and then we get a dribbler up to the pitcher.
Yeah, that's frustrating, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, umpire
more
kinda
than anything,
throwing it at that
yeah.
point. Like,
More than anything, it's the main thing in all of these games is the safety of the players. And whenever you get hit with
yeah.
one of those balls, that you watch some of like professional baseball and watching them in the MLB, some of these pitches, I mean, most of them
They're coming
easily
hard.
over 50 miles per hour, right? Like, we're talking 98, 100 mile per hour balls that are streaking towards you, and it's dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
You get hit, that's going to leave a welt. That is not something to be scoffed at. And so whenever the ump misses something like that, that's kind of serious on the ump's
Yeah.
fault.
I mean, this he's been really tough on the Golden Eagles.
He has.
I mean,
He has not let anything
he's
really
given
slide.
he's given a little bit more to Longmont than he has us, but
Yeah.
as he calls strike 3 way up high.
With a legacy of over 36 years, JHL Constructors is a fully integrated Colorado-based and Colorado-focused construction firm. From infrastructure to vertical building, our success is built on long-lasting relationships with our clients, design teams, subcontractors, and our Colorado community. To us, building Colorado's future means more than improving the built environment. It is our genuine commitment to give back to our communities, do the right thing always, and collaborate on impactful projects like building top-tier educational facilities for the next generation. That's why we are a proud supporting partner of Frederick High School, home of the Golden Eagles. Looks
Cody
like
up
we
here, 1 for 1 on the day. I just saw Bryson and Logan head down to the bullpen, get themselves warming up.
Yep. As I said, I think both of us are a little surprised that they've kept Naden this long.
Yeah.
Obviously not a bad start, but I think improvement is definitely there. Obviously want to avoid injuring or hitting any of those players. And I think that's probably a mood killer whenever you hit somebody, because that's like the one thing that they warn you not to do, because if you do it, I mean, that's an automatic walk. So
I mean, the major thing is that lefty on lefty matchup when they hit the kid is just, that's hard for a lefty pitcher.
Yeah.
Because your arm slot is coming off at the batter.
Yep.
And so it kind of throws you off mentally. But you have to be able to move around that.
Exactly. As you put it, it's interesting to see left-handed people, especially being a pitcher. Like, a left-handed pitcher is not something you see every day. And especially, we only have 2 left-handed players in general, I think, on the team.
I believe so, yeah.
At least playing for Varsity. So it's a kind of a rare sight to see as this ball pops up
Popped out.
and outfield able to
Now we
snag
go
it.
Top of the 5th.
As we will be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
You've likely heard in the news that interest rates are way too high, homes are just not selling, and the real estate market is about to crash at any moment. Hi, I'm Kendra Badgekar, your local real estate expert, and I've been serving Carbon Valley and Northern Colorado for over 7 years, and I've got some good news. The truth is, there are several creative finance options to get your interest rate down to a much lower rate if you're thinking about buying a home. And yes, homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, but with the right marketing strategy, they are still selling for a great value, so your equity is safe. If you're thinking about making a move this year, let's grab a cup of coffee and talk about the best way to get you there.
Over the years, St. Vrain Block Company has built a reputation on producing high-quality structural block, retaining wall systems, patio stones, and pavers. We routinely submit our block for testing to ensure that our products meet and exceed the ASTM specifications. Our products can only be as quality and consistent as the raw materials we use to manufacture them. That is why we constantly ensure we buy our aggregates, cement, admixtures, and color from top quality producers. With a legacy of over 36 years, JHL Constructors is a fully integrated Colorado-based and Colorado-focused construction firm. From infrastructure to vertical building, our success is built on long-lasting relationships with our clients, design teams, subcontractors, and our Colorado community. To us, building Colorado's future means more than improving the built environment.
And welcome back to the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm a voice you haven't heard tonight. I'm running the stream. Both our color and play-by-play have gone to the bathroom. So for the count, 1-1. Makes it a little interesting down here, but we'll keep going. Nate Rapp still on the mound. That'll be fouled up and out, moving the count to 1-2. Beautiful day so far. Yesterday, pretty cloudy, pretty dark, as little chilly. But today, nice and shiny, not a cloud in the sky. And that'll come inside for strike 2. That ball will be a little too far inside, moving the count to 3-2. Apologies on the count. A little bit of a hassle back here, but we're getting it done. Top of the 5th, 1-1, as Nate will step off the mound, get his pitch again, and he'll come set. Now steps off again, throwing me for a curveball. And now to finally deliver. And that one will be too high, and he'll walk on 4 balls. So now come to the plate, number 4 for Longmont. Bryce Samick. He's the 4-hole hitter, so been through the order a few times. He'll lay down a bunt right in front of the plate, land in the grass. Maybe a throw to first in the dirt, and it won't be in time. So Longmont will advance to a batter, runners on second and first with no outs. With Longmont's lengthy number 18 coming to the dish. Gets his call from the coach. Nate looking in the stretch. He'll come set. That ball will be inside. The ump says it hits him. Must have barely grazed the toe. That puts Longmont in a full bases loaded situation. A large turn of events with a bunt, with a throw in the dirt, and then a hit by pitch. Coming to the plate now for Longmont number 8, Robbie Skemich. In the delivery. A heater up high, and he'll get Robbie to swing. Be strike 1. Your play-by-play and color are taking their time. Not realize they got a job to do. That'll be ball. It's 1-1 in the count. That ball bounced before the plate. Moved it to 2-1. Bases loaded, no outs. Tricky situation to get out of. That ball will be outside. Apologies on the camera view. Ball will be outside. It'll be 2-2. And look who's back. Your color and play-by-play.
Back again. Short little break there.
Anywho, we're back. After a brief intermission.
And bases loaded as we return, no outs, 3-2 count.
Well, it's 2-2
2-2,
count.
my bad. Scoreboard shows 3-2, threw me off for a second. And retires him. First out of the inning.
All right, so bases loaded, not great, but we saw Nate
And
clutch
here
up
comes
last
Coach.
time, but they might switch him off.
Colin, looks like he may be calling to the bullpen, yep.
Yep. Mentioned how we're a little surprised he's still in. They
Yeah.
might pull him now because obviously he's probably mentally and physically kind of drained from the first few innings. And so with bases loaded and pretty much no outs, this is kind of the situation to see if there's someone else who has the potential to pull this off maybe.
Yeah, 4 full innings just raking on your arm. It's horrible. Like, that's his arm. He's going to need some icy hot, a little ice pack. Get the
No
recovery
kidding.
going. Oh, he's still in.
Huh. Well.
Wow. Coach is really trusting him here. I thought I saw him step off. So
I know. I was
get
like,
pulled, but
well.
I mean, I guess I see why. You don't really want to bring in a new pitcher with bases
No.
loaded.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So try to let him get out of it.
Pitchers probably still haven't even warmed up enough in the bullpen, so
Yeah.
give them a little bit more time to sort of exercise what they want to do.
Because Logan, as we saw go down to the bullpen, he's still at second. So he's going to have to warm up as the Golden Eagles hit and then come off the mound there.
Yep.
Ball up and out, 3-0. Nate's got to come back here to keep the tie.
Nate saw him shrug his shoulders with a sigh.
Beautiful pitch there. Come back. This has got to be a stressful situation for Nate.
Oh, I'm sure it is. The pressure is all riding on his shoulders.
And he walks him, brings home a run.
And bases still continue to load. So.
Bryson taking himself up to the mound, talking to Nate here. I mean, with bases loaded and 1 out, I see Nate's probably going to keep the pitches a little bit lower.
Yep.
Try and draw a ground ball, double play.
Yeah, see if they can just muster up anything so that they can't gain any further momentum.
Anything on the ground here can lead to a double play if they play it right. It's just about knowing where to go and how to react to it.
And the hard thing with this dynamic right here is obviously he's left-handed, so this, I think it probably does throw him off a little bit whenever they switch. Like, looking at it, it's sometimes it's not that easy to just be like, all right, time to switch up the pitches so that it matches with coordination hand-wise.
I mean, Dom is playing really aggressively on the first base line.
He is
Probably
watching him.
Probably trying to come up on a ground ball to him, fire home, keep the out, or keep the runner at bay, get the out. Strike there, 3-1. Strike 2, 3-2.
Full count.
Right back to where we came back to.
Yep.
Full count.
Once again, we are in a similar predicament. This time, though, slightly more magnitude. The base is loaded, and he will walk him. Again, 2 back-to-back walks. Nobody's even hit in
York
quite a bit.
approaching the mound. Got to pull him here, second mound visit. I mean, good first 4 innings for Nate, but I mean,
He's played extremely well, except I think this is starting to
Yeah.
throw him off now.
as Nate walks off the field after having a great outing.
Yeah, smart decision, I think, from the coaches, realizing he's starting to burn out. And you could tell he's frustrated. And he's trying to keep his swagger and just peace, but it's really not paying off the way that he wants it to. And so,
Looks like the infield's shifting around a little bit as Matthew's coming into play.
looks like they have.
Dom's kind of warming him up here as Logan on the mound.
And I've known Logan for quite some time. And Logan, he's played baseball for a while, from what I remember. And he is a junior, I believe, so he's still got another year on him. And he is a really good pitcher. Like, watching him pitch, he's got a good arm. And it's one of those where I think he's similar to Nate in the way that he pitches. Obviously, different
Yeah.
direction. But
And over the summer and fall, I've caught and I've hit off Logan. I mean, just watching him, he's gross. He has maybe a little less, not much, but a little less velo than Nate, but his pitches move a lot more.
yeah,
He
I think
has-
he has the curvature
Yeah.
correct. I think it's not as fast as some of the ones that Nate can muster up, but sometimes speed isn't what you need. Sometimes all you need is something slow in the corner that curves, and they don't anticipate it. So
Yeah, I mean, his slider can kind of sit like on a straight line until the last like
his slider
3-4
is
inches
nasty.
before the plate, and then it just cuts. It's a straight cut, no drop. Just that's such a hard pitch to catch up to.
Yeah, that's one of those where you think it's going one way, and then all of a sudden, like, I mean, some of the things that some of these pitchers can do to just
Yeah, and he's
sort of
really-
puppeteer these balls to go where they want them. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's really mastered keeping a one arm slot though. Something that a lot of younger pitchers can struggle with is having their arm a little higher for an off speed and a little shorter for a fastball. But he keeps it all the same. Harder for the batter to read what he's throwing. Number 9 up, Travis Check. 9 in the order. Number
13.
13. 9 in the order.
You were close.
Yeah. Base load, 1 out, 2-1 count.
It is cool to
Good.
see sibling dynamic wise, thinking of his sister too, who plays thinking of his sister who plays basketball, and it's cool to see both of them being able to secure a spot on varsity. And I mean, I think that in itself just kind of shows the greatness in the
Oh, yeah.
family. runs between the siblings, and securing a spot at varsity is not an easy
Not
thing
an
to
easy
do.
task.
Yeah, that so especially starter lineup wise.
Oh, yeah.
So that just makes it inadvertently that much more difficult. As
I mean,
your Golden Eagles trailing by 3 now.
Yeah.
Not a
Not-
situation
yeah.
that's ideal.
Not a great situation, but one we can come back from.
Yep.
Fly ball up, runners tagging.
Beautiful job to get to that ball. As
Great
we saw
catch.
earlier, they lost one of them that was still
Yeah.
popped up, and they struggled with that one. So good to see the outfield catching up to that, obviously. Now you just have to stall their momentum and kind of put them at a stagnant stance, not allow them to score any further with a 3-point difference already.
Beautiful sword there. Corbin James up now.
Looks like we've started the lineup again.
Yeah, Colin Poole just flew out there. Corbin James up.
Yeah, it looks like since they've already got quite a few, since they already have the bases loaded, it
Yeah.
kind of limits your lineup for batting. So
1 strike, 2 outs. Great position for Logan.
high ball.
Osby just left up a little too much.
The only huge difference between Nate and Logan is you can tell that Logan, he tends to kind of throw the ball in odd corners. Like, that seems to be his pitching style, whereas Nate, he tended to go lower over anything, as that was a beautiful hit.
Sending him 4. Ball's bobbled. Throw fired in, 2 score. 6-1 now.
So this is not ideal for
No.
the Golden Eagles. Now you're trailing 6-1. You just let in 2 runners, and I mean, it just takes 1 hit and your game is kind of done for.
That did get them out of that bases loaded situation, though.
It did. Now they've
So-
got 1 on second, 1 on first. The third base still open and available, though, for the taking. Don't want to load these bases up again, because that is a
Really
dangerous
aggressive
situation.
lead at second. Jeez. Ball shot low.
Hey, don't step out. Fred, plate.
As Hagen prepares himself. Low.
Logan's starting to lose him here. 3-0.
What's that?
Can't afford
Yeah.
a walk here. We can't afford to go back into that. Bases loaded.
Once they get into that situation, that kind of
Then it
puts
all
them in
can-
a very, very tough situation.
Yeah,
your
Gronk
Golden
can start
Eagles.
to, fall away as he gets a strike. 3-1.
Finally. And one of those, the hard thing about whenever you pull a player from the bullpen, and I think he was playing defense for a consistent amount of time, obviously he knows pitch-wise, he knows what he wants to do, but it's still one of those where to warm up, it takes that much longer.
Yeah, I mean, Logan's been playing second this entire game and only got 2 to 3 pitches in up the bullpen.
Yeah.
So
So full count. And
Driven
able to
up the
hit off
middle.
of it. Yeah, as you put it, drilled, and
2
they will
heading
send.
home, 1 scoring. Ball comes in, they could have him. And it
He's
stays. 2 more
safe.
score. 8-1.
8-1. Golden Eagles. Defensively, they just have to end this inning. This inning
They
is
have to get out
killing
of
them.
it.
This situation is one I think that is killing them right now. This inning has been the death of them. So, and it's still the 5th inning,
Yeah.
and it has been the 5th inning for quite some time.
Yeah.
So, but they are letting them kind of have this, unfortunately. As you put it, Logan only got a few moments, really seconds, to probably
Yeah.
warm up in that bullpen, and that can kind of mess headspace-wise with you. If you barely have time to warm up, you're thrown in as a pitcher. You're just
Yeah.
expected to carry the game. So,
As a dual player, that's something you have to be
yeah,
prepared
you have
to
to be
do.
cognitive
So,
too,
it can-
and
It can definitely throw you off, but you have to be able to adjust to your fielding mindset, to your pitching mindset.
yeah, and if you can't, then probably shouldn't be a dual player.
That's something Logan's been able to do well here.
Yep.
I mean, he's been doing his job. He's been putting the pitches in the zone. He's been drawing swings. It's kind of now just on the field to adjust and make the plays. I mean, we have 2 hits straight up the left center gap, but we still hold a pretty big gap there. Not many adjustments from our outfield.
Number 4.
Bryce Mayak calls to the dugout. I think they're starting to learn his pitches. He calls a changeup out.
Yep. I think they are
Ball
too.
low, gets behind. No runner.
As I said, I believe this would send them to the 6th if they're able to. Bottom of the 5th?
Bottom of the 5th.
Bottom
yep.
of the 5th, yeah.
Yeah, home team will always end the inning at the bottom, so they'll always end it at bat. It's kind of the little perk to being the home team.
I know.
To get that final at bat.
The final statement.
Yeah. Which when you start to trail by
When
this
you
much,
trail
you're
by
gonna
this
need
much,
it.
yeah, I was about to say trailing by 7, which in baseball terms, for those of you who might not watch it as much, that is a profound amount of hits.
Yeah.
That is not something to
He
scoff
walks
at.
him. Runners at second
We've
and
seen
first.
quite a few walks this game, which is not a strong start.
And most of them from our Frederick side, unfortunately.
We've seen a few from the Trojans, but very much.
We saw one hit by pitch from the Trojans, but that was unfortunately called not hit, but
Which you
Yeah.
could tell Logan was very
yeah,
confused about.
Logan. I mean, when you get a player to hop down the line so sure of it at that point, as an umpire, I would have to be like, yeah, he got hit. No, he didn't, with how confident he was in it.
Yeah.
We have 2 outs, 1-2 count, with 2 runners on. Ground ball can really get him out of it here. Does pop out, foul territory, Dom running for it. Almost runs into the turtle. No,
Dom is fast though.
Dom
to
has
watch.
some
Like
speed on him.
he has legs.
Dom's just an all-around baseball player.
He is. You
I
can
mean-
tell he plays for the sport, and the
Oh, yeah.
sport like ooh.
He loves the sport, and Dom could go so far in this sport. Nose could hit by pitch. Bases loaded once again. This is starting to get rough here for the Golden Eagles.
This is not the ideal way to start off your
Coaches-
season.
Wow, coaches are saying that batter threw his elbow into the pitch.
Huh.
Yeah, but obviously, umpire's been given Longmont a little bit calls there.
Yeah.
Hit down right field side. Outfielder backs up,
once
gunning
again
it
another
for.
hit.
May have a chance. Ball's held. 2 more score. 10-1, trailing by 9.
This
is starting to
get ugly. As much as I hate to say it, this is
Yeah,
not the way to start
no.
off your season, to really play in any game. I mean, they had a rough season last year. Thought that maybe, just maybe, they could start off their season way better than they did last year. But so far, it's not looking great.
Last year, they started off with a 2-0 loss against Longmont, and this is definitely not any better for them, unfortunately.
No, this is much worse, honestly.
I mean, I think it kind of comes back to what I was saying earlier about don't underestimate the new competition.
Yep.
That's what we've seen a lot of.
As much as the Golden Eagles have played together, it's that much uncertainty of the unknown that they didn't prepare themselves for, I think, as best as they should have. Because, as you put it, this is a brand new lineup for the most part, at least more than half of the Trojans team, and they're hitting.
Tanked left side, ball back, ball drops. 2 scoring.
This is nasty.
Hard hit double to the wall, 12-1.
I can't even watch this game anymore. This
4
hurts.
runs from a mercy rule.
Oh,
if they can shut the Golden Eagles down next half.
I was about to say, at this point,
Isaac Garcia returning from the bullpen, it appears.
Yeah, Logan has not had a great start to his pitching career this year, but
I mean, Logan's someone I've seen that's been a very valuable starter.
yes.
You can really get your game going, but as a reliever, you have specific people for those slots. I mean,
As this is quite the brutal game, honestly. Like, I was prepared for maybe a big lead change, and it could have swayed either way towards the beginning, where they looked really strong, and they were matched really evenly, I think, competition-wise, with the Longmont Trojans, and then it just sort of took off from there, as we are still in the fifth inning.
Pitch.
We're still in the fifth inning.
Yeah.
Griffin, you realize how long that is?
Here in the
That
fifth.
is a long time.
Yeah.
This is a long inning.
I mean, I'm starting to see a lot of frustration, anger from our field as Coach York comes out to the field again.
And it's not that the team is bad. It's just this team is struggling. And I think it just comes down to headspace, because you have great players out there. You have great players. You have great people. And it's nothing against them. But they got to get it together for this season if they want any chance of going anywhere.
Pitcher Isaac Garcia. This guy, he's a senior. He's a new transfer from Erie, first year here at the Golden Eagles. And he is ready to do some damage.
He is.
I mean, this is a guy I played my entire fall season with.
Really?
And I was his catcher. Like, if he was on the mound, I was behind the plate for him. And he has some speed.
Does he?
Is
it like a good combination of Nate's speed, but Logan's like precision? Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Which is interesting why they didn't put him out earlier, but probably just wanted to see what.
Yeah, kind of
gauge for
veterans, if you might say.
Yeah, your juniors.
Yeah. Well, even though he is a senior, but as the new transfer, kind of get the guys who've been with the program since freshman year, get them out there first game of the year. Coach York kind of talking to the infield here. Definitely got to be a little bit frustrated with how they've been doing.
And as you put it, is it 4 more runs until?
4 more runs until a possible mercy rule.
Yeah.
If they can, because obviously the Golden Eagles will come back to hit. So if they can hold them there, score 4 more here and hold them, then that's game over. Hard loss to start it off, but we have time.
There's still a few innings left, and as you put it, their transfer now popped into place to pitch. So
baseball is really just a game of inning by inning. You can't count teams out too soon.
Nope. And I mean, watching me and my family, not necessarily huge baseball fans, but we do watch a consistent amount of baseball. We're from Texas, and so we watched a little bit of the Astros, mainly the Rangers, and watching the Rangers go all the way last season, that was big.
Oh yeah.
And with the World Series, this whole 7-game thing, and it's like, don't count either team out until they're actually out. But last season, I think it just goes to show, like, watching MLB, watching sort of the similarity between just a high school game and even the MLB, is don't count them out until the very last inning. Like, that inning is probably the most important sometimes. Even though the score may say otherwise, it's like it can sway either way easily. And as you put it, it's a game just inning-based.
I mean, one very notable team that I can call is like the Marlins. They had a season last year where they had 3 or 5 wins, where they came back from like 12 run losses, and they came back, got it back as Dom snags that line drive to him.
Finally, that
top the 5th's over. Now we have to go to the bottom.
Torment. That torment at the top of the inning, as we will be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Do you want a reliable realtor who you can trust with your money and owning or renting a home? Then you can turn to Zadell Realty, and specifically Greg Zadell. Greg is a local realtor who helps people buy and sell both homes and investment properties. He has an extended knowledge of the market and is extremely involved in the community. Along with being a local realtor right here in Frederick, Greg Zadell is extremely experienced in his profession. Not only is he a broker, but also the owner of Zadell Realty, located in the Carbon Valley area since 1980, just over 42 years as of now. Make sure to watch for the Zadell Real Estate article in the Consumer Report. You don't want to miss it. You won't regret it when you rely on Zadell Realty.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
Welcome back to the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I'm Carly Evans, alongside the very flinchy Griffin Baldwin.
Hey, all right.
There was another ball that came shearingly close to his face, of course, with the cage in between, but that's okay.
I have 3 older brothers. The amount of times like I've had to flinch
he's
just to
he's
save my
prepared.
face.
He's prepared.
It's just pure reaction at this point. And playing baseball for like the past 10 years, you develop a good flinch.
Which is good.
Yeah.
To protect
Bunt.
yourself.
Bunt there.
There was full
Pulled back
preparation for a
or-
bunt.
Strike 1.
And trailing by 11. This is rough.
Yeah.
Finally, after that, as I put it, torment of a top of the 5th, we are at the bottom. Finally, took them long enough.
Yeah.
But, I mean, their defense really just couldn't pull it together to get one more out to just end that inning.
Yeah. As coach here, I'd kind of call for a new slate, move people around. I mean, because we have guys like Cody Holmes out in outfield who can also play very dominantly behind the plate to then move Bryson around and kind of, because that kind of helps it flow. If you can get Bryson moving, then get Max moving, get your team adjusted. Carter strikes out there, unfortunately. Max up, third about of the day. Believe he's
Max.
0 for 2.
I think he is over 2.
Get strike 1 called there.
Max is a senior, isn't he?
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
he's a senior. So I'm sure this is a little frustrating senior season.
Yeah,
not the best
quite
start.
how
Yeah.
he really wants to start it off.
Yeah. It's okay. Don't count him out.
Can never count him out too soon.
Nope. I think it's already 0-2.
2 dribbler
Able to
down
get a
right
hit.
side. Hits off to first
Ugh.
and he's out.
Finally, though, a hit for him, which is
Yeah.
good. I don't think, did he have one? Any of the past 2, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, coming off 0 for 3 on the
0
day.
for 3 is rough.
0
for
Dom
3 is
up here,
not.
though. Coming up just after snagging that last ball.
Yeah, he was the one that kind of saved them, honestly, in this game.
Dom's the one who's going to take charge of that situation, though. Hard hit down the right field line. Drops fair. Dom rounding. Going to. Dom on the move. Slides, and he's in there. Double for Dom. Keep him going.
Dom, I mean, couldn't have said it any better. Dom, a double right there on that hit. And it's really fun to sort of play with the line and what's in. And the foul line, the fun thing about it is if you hit it just an inkling in, it really sort of messes with defensive mentality of like, is it really in, is it out? And
Yeah, I mean, well, Dom, like, no, most people are going to take that as a single because that's kind of just a bloop down the side, but
he
got
has the
hit
legs,
moving.
yeah.
And he was so aggressive there. Like, he didn't slow down for a second.
Nope, he knew where he wanted to go. He knew he wanted a double, if not more.
I mean, and having a guy like that for York is kind of just having his aggressiveness on the base path is what's going to keep you going after an inning like that.
Mm-hmm.
Riley rips it out towards the JV field.
The unanimous calls of heads up.
Yeah,
'cause
heads up.
You never know,
Yeah.
especially with JV warming up over on the other field.
Yeah, last year, I came up to one Frederick game, and I saw a JV kid unfortunately get hit by a foul ball.
I'm sure that's not pleasant.
Yeah. And there we go. Out number 3 ends the inning.
It was a fast inning.
Looks like that might be ball game
Is it ball game?
as Colin's taking his gear off, approaching the line, and
Yep.
that will be game.
That'll be
Mercy
game.
roll after 5.
So, Golden Eagles.
Tough loss there for the Golden Eagles. I mean, coming in, it was kind of tied there for the first little while.
As I said, they started
Yeah.
off super duper strong.
They did.
There was
It was-
competition, there was competitive nature, and then it just went downhill from there. I mean,
Yeah.
that was a struggle, as I believe Griffin, our very
Yeah.
own Griffin, is gonna go get an
we're gonna
interview.
go approach a player, get us an interview with
All
the
right.
team.
Good luck. As Griffin was mentioning, that was a rough game. That was brutal. So, and I think Mason gonna hop on.
I'll hop on mic with you.
So, Mason, that was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah.
That's not the way you want to start the season.
It was, but before the top of the 5th, it didn't look too bad.
It wasn't awful. It was like 6-1.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then
yeah.
brutal. Yeah.
Longmont went on a little bit of a streak, took off.
That was pretty much it at that
Yeah.
point. You could tell. They were pretty much done for, as Griffin will
We'll try to get an interview.
try and get an interview. I'm sure most of them probably aren't in the mood to be interviewed, but
So, Griffin just came back by, and the team is in a huddle. So we are waiting on the team.
we were at a standstill, yeah. Longmont, we were talking about how most of their roster is completely new from last season. They had a lot of seniors that left, so I think the real thing that gave them the upper edge is you couldn't anticipate how they were gonna hit, how they were gonna pitch, and that's really I think what threw them off.
Yeah, I think for the Longmont coaches, being able to see your team for the first time on the field and seeing a dominant performance like that.
Dominant was an understatement.
gives-
That's, I mean, what was it? The final was 14-1.
I'm showing 12-1.
Was it 12? It was 12. Maybe I just added an extra 2 because why not?
You know what? Those 2 runs don't.
Yeah, exactly.
That don't
exactly.
change the game. But I mean, some notes from Frederick. You got to figure out how to deal with adversity. I think once it was you guys left, it was bases loaded with no outs.
Yeah.
From Nate and being
that
able
was
to dig
killing 'em.
out of
Yeah.
adversity. Yeah, and that Longmont was just able to run with their bases loaded and then continuous walks.
Yeah, the walks were a problem. That was like a consistent issue. I mean, they gave up probably 3-4 walks this game, if not more. So that's not something you want to see first game at all.
Some good things out of Frederick. We saw a triple early on.
We did. That was quite a bombshell
Yeah.
of a hit. That was so if they can continue that aggressiveness, I think that'll probably factor in. I believe next game is against Meade, but we are not broadcasting that one. So the next one that we're broadcasting, I believe, isn't until like April. So we have
can throw that one back up
yeah,
there.
looking at the graphic. I think it's April 4th is our next game. Yeah.
Yeah,
April
against
4th.
Mountain View. That'll be here.
Yeah, and then we have a Riverdale game.
We'll go on the road, an 11 a.m. a
Oof.
morning game.
Great.
But I think Frederick's lineup doesn't look too bad to start the year.
No, not awful. Not awful. I mean, the 11-point deficit says otherwise, but it's just one game. Can't let it predetermine your whole season.
Yeah. And I think if you look at the first 3 innings of that game.
They played strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
it
played
was,
strong.
It was a competitive game, and it was just.
Fifth just killed them.
Yeah.
Top of the fifth was was like the dominant side from the Trojans. So Trojans should be proud of their performance.
Tell Griffin we're getting no interview. I'm going home. No interview. I'm going home. And it's taking a little longer
Taking
than
a
we
little
would
longer,
like.
yeah. Not sure if we're going to end up getting the interview.
I don't think we will.
Which, that's all right then.
So.
And I guess we will not be getting that. Yeah. Okay.
You know what? It's a Saturday. The sun's shining.
Exactly. It's beautiful.
Beautiful day.
As of course.
Screw 'em, they just lost 12-1.
And I think that'll be it. We're not going to get an interview today. They're still huddled up on the field. So, I mean, it's one of those, let them have their time. An 11-point deficit is not something you really want to get interviewed from. So today's broadcast of FHS Boys Baseball has been brought to you by a talented crew of students here on GBN, the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I've been sophomore Carly Evans alongside freshman Griffin Baldwin and Mason Shafronic joining us eventually. Our director and the executive producer of GBN is junior Mason Shafronic. Our camera operators are freshman Ethan Delaire and junior Logan Gebbs. Our producer in the dugout is sophomore Nathan Davis. Our production assistant is freshman Austin Gibbs. Mr. Marsing and Coach Klimper are GBN's advisors. Be sure to be right back here on GBN this Tuesday for our rivalry soccer matchup against the Meade Mavericks. Boo. For everyone here at FHS, I'm Carly Evans, and you've been watching the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.